stop right now. Close your eyes for a second and think about this. What if I told you that 15 minutes a day could completely change your life? Not the gym, not a diet, not meditation, just reading. Just opening a book and turning pages. Sounds too simple, right? But here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. The most successful people in the world are not lucky. They are readers. And today, my friend, I'm going to show you exactly how reading can make you phenomenal. Welcome to Lengold English, where we don't just teach English. We transform lives through stories, habits, and truth. Today's topic is not just about reading. It's about becoming unstoppable. So if you're ready to discover how reading can make you phenomenal, stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn today will change everything. Let me start with a hard truth. Most people hate reading. They say it's boring. They say they don't have time. They say they prefer videos or podcasts. And you know what? That's exactly why they stay average. Because while they scroll through social media for 3 hours, someone else is reading and learning the secrets of success, money, relationships, and life. Think about this. The average CEO reads 60 books per year. That's 5 books per month. That's more than 1 book per week. But the average person? They read less than 1 book per year. Sometimes 0. Now you understand why some people rise while others stay stuck. Reading is not about entertainment, my dear friend. Reading is about transformation. It's about becoming someone new, someone smarter, someone stronger, someone phenomenal. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Chapter 1. Reading builds your mental strength. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weak. If you train it every day, it becomes powerful. And reading is the best exercise for your brain. When you read, your brain works harder than when you watch videos. You have to imagine. You have to think. You have to connect ideas. You have to remember. This builds focus, memory, and critical thinking. There was a young man who couldn't focus for more than 5 minutes. His mind jumped from one thing to another. He tried everything: meditation, apps, techniques. Nothing worked. Then he started reading just 10 minutes every morning. No phone, no music, just him and a book. At first, it was painful. His mind wanted to escape, but he kept going. After 2 weeks, he could read for 20 minutes. After 1 month, 30 minutes. After 3 months, he could focus on anything for hours without distraction. His grades improved, his work improved, his confidence improved. Why? Because reading trained his brain to focus deeply in a world full of distractions. The truth? In a world where
everyone has a 10-second attention span, the person who can focus for 1 hour becomes a giant. Now, you might be thinking, okay, reading helps focus, but how does it make me phenomenal? Stay with me, my friend, because what comes next will blow your mind. Chapter 2. Reading gives you knowledge that others pay for. Here's something powerful. Everything you want to learn, someone already wrote a book about it. Want to start a business? There's a book. Want to learn marketing? There's a book. Want to improve your relationships? There's a book. Want to manage money better? There's a book. But here's the crazy part. Most people spend $500 on a course to learn what they could learn from a $10 book. I'm not saying courses are bad. I'm saying books give you the knowledge of experts for almost nothing. Think about it. When you read a book, you're getting 20, 30, sometimes 40 years of someone's experience compressed into 200 pages. You're learning their mistakes, their victories, their secrets, and you're getting it for the price of a coffee. A woman wanted to learn graphic design. She thought about taking an expensive online course for $800, but before paying, she decided to read 3 books about design first. Total cost? $30. Those books taught her the basics so well that when she started practicing, she was already ahead of most beginners. She saved $800 and learned faster because books gave her a strong foundation. The lesson? Reading is the cheapest and fastest way to learn anything. And when you learn faster than others, you move faster than others. Chapter 3. Reading changes your vocabulary and communication. Let me ask you something, my dear friend. Do you want people to take you seriously? Do you want to sound confident in meetings? Do you want to express your ideas clearly? Then you need to improve your vocabulary. And the best way to do that is through reading. When you read, you discover new words naturally. You see how sentences are built. You learn how great writers communicate complex ideas in simple ways. And slowly, without even trying, your own speaking and writing improve. There was a man who worked in a small company. He was smart and hard-working, but every time he spoke in meetings, people didn't listen. Why? Because his vocabulary was limited. He repeated the same words. His sentences were short and unclear. He felt frustrated. One day, his manager told him, "You need to read more." So, he started reading for 20 minutes every night before sleep. He read business books, biographies, and articles. After 6 months, something amazing happened. He started using better words. He expressed ideas more clearly. People started listening. People started respecting his opinions. Within 1 year, he got promoted. The truth: words
are power, and reading fills your mind with powerful words that make you sound educated, confident, and intelligent.
Chapter 4. Reading shapes your mindset. Your mindset is everything. If you have a weak mindset, you'll quit when things get hard. If you have a victim mindset, you'll blame others for your problems. But if you have a strong, positive growth mindset, you become unstoppable. And here's the secret. You don't develop a strong mindset by yourself. You develop it by learning from people who already have it. And the best way to do that is by reading their books, their stories, their wisdom. When you read biographies of successful people, you realize something powerful. They all faced massive failures, rejections, and pain. But they didn't quit. They kept going. And when you read their stories, something changes inside you. You start thinking, if they can do it, so can I. When you read self-development books, you discover truths about discipline, focus, habits, and success. You learn how your mind works. You learn how to control your emotions. You learn how to set goals and achieve them.
A young woman felt stuck in life. She was 28 years old, working a job she hated, living with her parents, and feeling like a failure. One day, she picked up a book called The Power of Now. She didn't expect much, but as she read, something shifted. She realized she was living in fear of the future and regret of the past. The book taught her to focus on the present moment and take action. That one book changed her entire perspective on life. She started reading more, books on confidence, money, career, relationships. Each book gave her a new tool, a new idea, a new belief. Within 2 years, she changed her career, moved to her own apartment, and became a completely different person. Not because she was lucky, because she read, and reading changed her mind. And a changed mind changes everything. The lesson? You are what you feed your mind. Feed it with negativity, social media drama, and gossip, and you'll stay weak. Feed it with books, wisdom, and knowledge, and you'll become phenomenal. Chapter 5. Reading improves your English. Now this is specifically for you, my dear friend at Lengold English. If you want to improve your English, reading is not optional. It's essential. When you read in English, you're doing multiple things at once. Learning new vocabulary in context, understanding sentence structure naturally, seeing grammar rules in action, training your brain to think in English, building fluency without stress.
The problem is, most people try to learn English by memorizing lists of words or doing boring grammar exercises. But that doesn't work. You forget the words in a week. Grammar rules confuse you, and you still can't speak fluently. But when you read, learning happens naturally. You see a word used in a sentence, and you understand its meaning from context. You see the same word used 5 times in different ways, and it sticks in your mind forever. No memorization needed. A student wanted to pass an English exam for university. He studied grammar rules for 6 months, but still couldn't understand texts well. Then his teacher gave him simple advice. Read 10 pages of an English book every day, any book you enjoy. He started reading a simple novel. At first, it was slow. He didn't understand some words, but he kept going. After 1 month, reading became easier. After 3 months, he could read without stopping. After 6 months, he passed his exam with a high score. Why? Because reading trained his brain to understand English naturally, not mechanically. The truth? If you want to master English, stop memorizing. Start reading. By now, you can see how reading makes you smarter, more focused, more confident, and better at English. But there's one more thing, my friend, the most important thing. And this is what separates average people from phenomenal people.
Chapter 6. Reading gives you vision for your future. Most people live without a clear vision. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, sleep, and repeat. They're not happy, but they're not changing anything either. Why? Because they don't know what's possible. They don't know what life could be. But when you read, you discover new worlds. You see how other people built businesses from nothing. You learn about people who changed their lives at 40, 50, even 60 years old. You discover opportunities you never knew existed. You learn about places, ideas, and dreams you never imagined. Reading expands your vision. And when your vision expands, your life expands. There was a man stuck in a small town with a small job and small dreams. One day, he found a book at a used bookstore called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He had never read a business book before, but something made him buy it. As he read, his mind exploded. He learned about assets, passive income, and financial freedom. He learned that working a job forever was not the only option. He learned that ordinary people could build wealth if they learned how. That one book changed his entire direction. He started reading more business books. He learned about real estate, investing, and entrepreneurship. Within 5 years, he left his job, started his own business, and built the life he never thought was possible. And it all started with one book. The lesson? Reading doesn't just give you information, it gives you imagination. It shows you what you could become. And once you see it, you can build it.
Chapter 7. How to start reading, even if you hate it. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, I understand reading is powerful, but I tried before and I couldn't finish even one book. I get bored. I get distracted. How do I actually start? My friend, here's the secret. Start small. Start simple. Start with what interests you. Don't force yourself to read boring books just because someone said they're important. If you hate business books, don't read them yet. If you love stories, read stories. If you like sports, read about sports. The goal is to build the habit first. Once you love reading, you can read anything. Here's a simple plan. Start with just 10 minutes a day. That's it. Not an hour, just 10 minutes. Choose a book you're actually curious about, not what others recommend, what you want to read. Read at the same time every day. Morning with coffee, night before bed. Build a routine. Keep your phone away, no distractions, just you and the book. Don't worry about speed. Some people read fast, some read slow. Doesn't matter, just read. The truth? You don't need to read 50 books a year to change your life. You need to read 10 minutes a day with focus and consistency. That's enough to become phenomenal.
So here we are, my dear friend. You now understand how reading can make you phenomenal. It builds your focus in a distracted world. It gives you knowledge that others pay thousands for. It improves your communication and makes people respect you. It shapes your mindset and fills you with powerful ideas. It improves your English naturally and effectively. And most importantly, it gives you vision for a bigger, better future. But understanding is not enough. You have to take action. You have to pick up a book today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Go to a bookstore, go to a library, open your phone and download a free book. Just start. Because every phenomenal person you admire, every successful person you look up to, every confident person you wish you could be, they all have one thing in common. They read. This is not just about books, my friend. This is about becoming the person you were meant to be. This is about unlocking the giant inside you. This is about proving to yourself that you can change, grow, and rise higher than you ever imagined. Remember, how reading can make you phenomenal is not a theory. It's a proven truth. And now, the only question is, will you be someone who just watches this video and forgets about it? Or will you be someone who takes action, picks up a book, and starts their transformation today? The choice is yours, but I believe in you. I know you have greatness inside you, and I know that one book read with focus and heart can change your entire life. Thank you for being here with Lengold English. This is not just a channel. This is your fluent future. This is where golden stories turn into real transformation. So go now, read, grow, and become phenomenal. And before you close this video, my friend, do me one favor. If this message touched your heart, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. It tells me you're serious about transformation. Then, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications because we're building a community of people who don't just dream, they take action. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Maybe a friend who's stuck. Maybe a family member who's searching for direction. And leave a comment below telling me what's the first book you're going to read, or what's one book that already changed your life.
I read every single comment, and your story might inspire thousands of others. Remember, phenomenal people don't just consume content. They engage, they connect, they grow together. So let's build this community strong. See you in the next video, my friend.